All right. I think I'm online. Fantastic. Hey, thank you for holding there. I had some technical difficulties at the beginning of this, and just this is a new system for us, so glad that you are here. I'm so glad to be talking to you, excited. If you wouldn't mind just working with me a little bit, and so I can make sure I get used to this new system of Google Hangouts. I've never used it before, and if there's a chat screen on next to you, if you want to just give a quick hello, that would be awesome. And that way I can see how I receive messages from you. Other than that, I will just start the event in just a couple of minutes here. So while everyone's here, we'll just wait for a few more people to join us, even though I'm trying to join late. And just send me a quick hello. So I'm going to send a quick hello message to everybody and see how's everyone doing. Okay. And let's see if people are sending me stuff here. Okay. Well, I can see everyone online. I'm not exactly sure how I hear you or see you yet. Okay, well, tell you what, since oh, I'm getting more viewers there, more attendees. Okay, fantastic. So we'll just go ahead and get started there. Hi, everybody. It's AJ Boyd, and I'm here in one of my homes in Las Vegas, actually. I have a couple of homes that I live out of and work out of here in Las Vegas. And it's kind of a rainy day here, and so I've got the blinds drawn and everything. But I am so excited because, we met you just last Wednesday, and we're going to see you again this Saturday and Sunday, and we have a new location. So if you haven't gotten the note of the new place, then you definitely need to come and see that. Oh, wait, hold on a second. I think I'm getting some attendee messages here. Fantastic. Awesome. Okay, so we're all online. And so first thing first is I want to make sure that we see you all this weekend. And if you have not paid close attention to your email, we are at the Irvine Marriott and not the Newport Beach Marriott. And so you've got to make sure that you come visit us there. And Mark is going to be with us. I'm going to be there, and you'll meet my good friend hypnotist as well, Jay Souter, and he'll be there helping you out. And it is going to be very exciting. And I'll tell you, the reason why I'm excited about this event is because I have been in this business of seminars for over 28 years, and this is kind of a full circle reinvention type of time for me, and it gives me a chance to really kind of pay back and show others, how much life can change using hypnosis. I've used hypnosis all my life, and it has done amazing rewards for myself in my life, as well as the literally tens of thousands of people that I've taught hypnosis to as well. And so, so whatever change you're looking for, whether it's in your just a stronger sense of confidence and self-well-being, understanding yourself more, whether it is being able to control, your stinking thinking and be able to think more positive and communicate better, whether it's just about creating more results in your life, whether that's to be healthier, whether it is to have better relationships, or to make more money, draw abundance into your life, or even have a spiritual sense of purpose in your life. The core training is really designed to teach you all of that. And the thing is, what I love about live training versus books or CDs or tapes is that we can talk. We can talk to each other, and because we can talk to each other, we can address the real things in life. Because oftentimes, the things that people say they want, or the change they want, often isn't the change they necessarily need. So as much as I want to give you what you want, I also want to help you become be happier as a human being in general as well. Because sometimes what they need and what they want are two different things. I mean, I think of one of my friends, and what she needs is health insurance. What she wants is a new Gucci purse, and so she ends up getting the Gucci purse, and not necessarily getting what they need. I had a client one time, and he came to me because he wanted me to help his business and help his business grow. So I said, on a scale from 1 to 10, where would you rate your business right now? And he said, oh, it's probably about a 7 or 8. It's like, okay, and where would you like it? To be a 10. Okay, great. What would you tell me about your marketing? How effective is your marketing right now? And he tells me, oh, about 7 or 8. It's like, well, 7, 8 is pretty good. It's not the 10 that he wants, but it's pretty good. Tell me about your sales process. How would you rate that? Oh, 7 or 8. Okay. Tell me about your compliance, administrative type of stuff. Oh, 7 or 8. What do you think about your employees and your clients? Oh, I'll probably give them about 7 or 8. 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8. And it's like, okay, great. How am I going to get this guy from a 7, 8 to a 10? And I couldn't really find that place where there was potential for amazing growth. And I said, so let me ask you, how's your relationship going right now? And he says, oh, it's about a 2. 2? Okay, well there's a different number. So that's a 2. How supported do you feel about your business when you go home? Oh, that's a 2. It's like a 2. And I'm thinking, how the heck am I supposed to get this guy from a 7 and 8 to a 10 when he goes home to a 2, right? And so although what he wants is to bring up his business, sometimes what's the real issue is just the way he relates and does things in life, and so and is his relationships. And so he wasn't getting support on his relationships. Well, how supportive are you of hers? And he goes, well, I'm too busy doing this. And I'm thinking, well, you're kind of getting back what you put out. And so, as he started putting more attention to his wife and her projects, she got more attention. He got more attention to his projects. And so sometimes it's not necessarily what a person says they want on the surface level. On the surface level, that's the immediate thing that we need. And yet there's always supporting issues. I've never talked to someone about their money when I haven't talked about their relationships. I've never talked about their relationships when I haven't talked about their health. I've never talked about their health when I haven't talked to them about the money in their life. And so it's all full circle, and so that's why we call it core life training, because we're going to train you as a whole. What we call a Gestalt type of training, and Gestalt means that as we affect one area, we start to affect all the areas. And we're going to go into hypnosis and do some types of Gestalt type exercises, which means we're, from a hypnosis point of view, that we're going to find out what are the hypnotic programs, what is the hypnosis that you've already bought into. Maybe not that you were formally hypnotized, like someone came in your life and said, I'm going to hypnotize you to have confidence issues. It's just that sometimes in hypnosis, we give someone a suggestion that they believe to be true, and they act upon it as if it is true. Well, there are suggestions in life that people have been giving you that aren't true, but you accepted them as true, such as I'm not worthy, or I'm fat, or I'm not confident, or I can't make money, or all these are suggestions not given to you in a formal setting, but more by life, and yet it's kind of a slower process. Hypnosis can happen quickly, but life has a way of slowly hypnotizing us, and yet it can have that same effect. And so we got to first discover what are the suggestions that you have accepted, the hypnotic programs, the hypnotic beliefs about your life. Perhaps it was given to you by your mother, your parents, maybe by childhood peers. Maybe it's just the world around you right now and the way the way you see things. And we're going to find out what those programs that you have that are not working for you. And we're going to really look, are they true or are they not? And then what is a process of just changing it? We can psychoanalysis your life to death, and we can find out all the reasons why your life is the way it is and what's wrong with it, and knowing what's wrong with it isn't enough. It doesn't cause change. And then almost saying, okay, well, let's take a person who's an alcoholic. Okay, well, you tell them, look, here's the reason why you're an alcoholic. Okay, great, thanks. I'll take another shot. Yeah, this is the reason why. Okay. Well, then we get, the other approach is we recommit them. I'm doing a lot of pointing at the camera there. It's because it's camera, and so I'm looking to reach out and touch you and connect with you. So the person who's drinking, they said, okay, great. Well, let's use leverage. We talked about leverage the other night on Wednesday, at the preview event, and that leverage. Okay, well, this is the reasons why, and this is what's more important, and this is a better decision, and so let's recommit. And so we commit to making a change. But then again, how many times has a person who wants to become a non-smoker, how many times have they quit? Have they committed before? Yes. And did they start smoking again? Yes. How many times did the person who tends to overeat say, okay, I'm just going to have this portion? We quit all the time. We make commitments all the time. We make changes all the time, and yet, occasionally a few of those stick because it's the right timing in life, but oftentimes it doesn't work. And so, I'm not here to just give you the suggestions of what you should do. I'm here to help you get it and figure out what works on the long-term basis. I'm not looking for, and I'm sure you're not looking for, short-term results either. You don't want, it's like, okay, well, let's be motivated to do the right thing for the next 2 weeks or next 3 weeks. We want to be like a permanent change, right? And so the permanent change comes from what we call an emotional experience. We're emotional people, and so when we have this strong emotion, and all of a sudden, we're in a heightened emotion state, and someone's yelling at you, saying you're not worthy, why were you born, or whatever, it's like, I can't believe I hired you, all that kind of stuff in a heightened emotion state. That's the programs that come in our mind. And so what we do is, in this weekend, you are going to learn what hypnosis really is. Not the stage show is entertainment. It's effective. It works for entertainment. But what's the hypnosis in life? And we're going to learn what that is. For me, it helped me go from last chair voted most quiet clarinet player in the band, quite frankly suicidal at the same time, to getting the most inspirational award in the entire school. At age 20, I started doing business seminars, teaching sales trainings to other companies, and I would never have done that if I didn't have the hypnosis giving me the confidence to just go out there and do it, to have belief in myself. I've studied. I've done training that was way above my head. Everything from ballroom dancing to martial arts training to a lot of advanced therapy type trainings, and yet, I could not have the confidence that I can learn this, and I did. And I went after it. And not only did I learn it, I used the hypnosis to learn the process. I mean, can you imagine if you were hypnotized to be a mathematical genius, okay, while you're taking mathematics? I mean, oh my gosh, that would just make the class so much easier for you, right? Well, what if instead of learning math to be a mathematical genius while taking a math class, what if you were a relationship genius while you're in a relationship? What if you were a sales genius while you were running a business? What if you were, just a powerful being while living your life? What could you be hypnotized for? Well, that's all of a sudden incredibly exciting. I mean, if we could be hypnotized to laugh hysterically, to run around stage, to pretend we're in an orchestra, then we can be hypnotized to become multimillionaires. We can be hypnotized to be confident, be hypnotized to become non-smokers, to be healthy. The whole world opens up to you. Right? If you're taking notes, write this down. Hypnosis is a great catalyst. I call it the catalyst. What is a catalyst? It's something you add to something else, and it speeds up the process. So you take hypnosis, you add it to some great life strategy or business strategy, and it makes it better, makes it faster, makes it easier. So whatever you want, let's put hypnosis to that, and we can make it strong. You know, I love being a hypnotist and a mental expert because I can attach myself to any other expert and add value. You know, one time I wanted to go to Jamaica, and I said, well, I want to go to Jamaica. How do I get other people to pay for it? You know, how do I do that and give them value and get someone to send me to Jamaica? And I met this person, and she was a nutrition expert, and she was an exercise expert. So, you know, me being the mental expert, I connected with her. We created a program called Fitness in Paradise, and we got 6 people. We went down to Jamaica for it, and all of them, afterwards, many of them lost, you know, 20, 50. We even had one person lose 74 pounds from that course. And so by being that mental expert, it allows me to attach myself to anything and make it better. So we're not just going to hypnotize you at the Core Life Training. We're going to teach you hypnosis. So therefore, not only will we will hypnotize you, but you'll also learn how to hypnotize yourself. So therefore, you can improve any area of your life. You see, what hypnosis is it's much like a learning process. You know, if you can learn math, if you can learn English, if you can learn how to use your smartphone, if you can learn how to use the internet, or if you can learn how to tie your shoe, you know, you can learn hypnosis. And it's just a scientific approach to learning on a subconscious level. And so, you know, oftentimes, well, let me put it this way. Hypnotizing someone to be in an orchestra is one thing. Hypnotizing someone else to forgive their father after 40 years of you know, neglect or verbal abuse, that's a little bit tougher, right? So you got small things and you got big things, okay? This course is actually designed to help you with the big things. So let's put it this way. So I'm here in Las Vegas, and there's this beautiful hotel. It's called the Bellagio, and it's got these water fountains. If you haven't come to Vegas and see the water fountains, I invite you to come out here and join me see these water fountains. They're amazing. And so imagine I'm in front of the Bellagio watching the fountains, and I see a stranger. I say, hey, you, do an Elvis impersonation. What's the chance of the stranger doing that? Wait a minute, well, I'm in Las Vegas. Okay, could happen in Las Vegas. Okay, but in normal circumstances, just, you know, point to a stranger and say, do an Elvis impersonation. What are the chances of that happening? It's not going to happen, right? So that's almost like saying, hey, point to a stranger and say, hey, forgive your father after 40 years. Just too big, too much, too fast. But what if I was to see this person and I say, wow, have you ever seen water fountains at the Bellagio before? You know, and I gain rapport with a person, and after I've gained rapport with a person, I start to ask them, so what brings you to Las Vegas, and find out what they want. And they tell, oh, we came out here for fun, and I tell them, oh, I've been having lots of fun, and let me show you how I've been doing this. And then I teach them how to move their legs, I teach them the lyrics to Hound Dog, I teach them to say, thank you very much, and we do all these sort of things. Now what are the chances of this stranger doing a Elvis impersonation? Much better, right? And it's because I used a process. I gained rapport. I elicit their outcome, find out what they want. I showed them how they can get it. I help them improve the process. And so, if part of the forgiving the father, and then that's just one example, is one. I teach you how to gain rapport with the process, and there's a different, even with yourself, you got to gain rapport. The process to that. Find out what it is that you want, and then how do we transition? How do we take baby steps to big steps to ultimately getting a person to do whatever it is you want, or getting yourself to do whatever it is you want? And so, you know, hypnosis, being that great catalyst, can help us lead us to what we want. Imagine this. There's a garden path, and you want to go from point A to point B. Okay, so I'm going to stand over here and kind of teach from here. Angle that, fantastic. So let's say I want to get from point A to point B, and I've never done it before. Okay, I can go down the path myself, and I might take some wrong turns, might be turned around, but as long as I keep moving, I can eventually get to where I'm going. Now, I would call that self-hypnosis. Okay, I'm finding my own self-discovery, self-learning. I'm discovering my own path to way to get there. Right? Now, what some people think hypnosis is like I'm going to voodoo, and I'm going to tie you up, gag you, and drag you down the path. And does that work? Well, the person was at point A, and now they're at point B. So yes, it does work. And I would call that brainwashing. That's taking someone to a new place against their will. Okay, and that's not what we do at the Core Life. What a hypnotist does is say, hey, you want to go from point A to point B. I've been down that path before. Let me show you how. What you need to do is you need to take a step forward, take a deep breath in, focus on what you want, close your eyes, relax your body. We're taking through that process. And so let me ask you, on that third scenario, I'm not dragging them down, I'm just giving them instructions on what to do, and then they have to step and do it. So in that scenario, who's actually walking down that garden path? You are. And so that's like self-hypnosis. It's self-hypnosis with a teacher. And so a hypnotist is much like a teacher, and the hypnosis process is much like being a student and learning. So, you know, anytime when a person says, you know, can I be hypnotized? I don't think I can be hypnotized. It's like saying, can I learn? I'm not sure if I can learn. Well, we all can learn. You just need a great teacher, you know. Oh, I've seen a hypnotist before, and he couldn't do anything. That's like saying, I went to a teacher before, and I didn't learn anything from them. That's fine. Let's get a better teacher, you know, and you can learn from them. And so this hypnosis process is going to be able to help you in every area of your life. You know, I'm going to teach you how to relax your body, because there's this mind-body connection. A person who's closed-minded, you know, no matter what you say, you can't change my mind, I'm not listening to you. You know, they usually got a tense body, tense mind, right? So that's why in hypnosis we do relaxation process, because when we relax the body, we relax the critical factor, that conscious gatekeeper, and it opens us up to learning again. It's you know, it allows us to learn. And so I'm going to teach you the trance process and induction. We're going to teach you the language of hypnosis, and that's really the biggest key, the language of hypnosis. You know, if I was to speak Spanish, okay, you would actually have to think Spanish in order to speak Spanish. Otherwise, it comes out very broken. But if I spoke English and Spanish, I would be bilingual, right? If I speak 3 languages, I would be trilingual. And if I spoke 1 language, what would I be? American. That's a joke. Okay, so anyways, you know, the people in California speak very differently than some people, let's say, New Jersey. Okay, and New Jersey speak differently than people in the South, let's say Alabama. And yet we're all speaking English, and yet we have a different accent or a different dialect, right? Well, hypnosis is a dialect. It's a language. It's all English words, but when you say things a certain way, all of a sudden it has a different meaning to it, or it gets to the subconscious differently. So I'm going to teach you the language of hypnosis, and then how you can speak to yourself, both, you know, with the words that we say, and also how to project images, sights, imaginations, experiences. So therefore, to the subconscious, and therefore making it a more experiential event, and even more powerful than So we're going to learn a lot of things. Some things are going, you know, there's 3 things you're going to need. You're going to need self-mastery to get what you want. And what I mean by that is you got, you know, as Mark talked about, you need to be able to, you know, control your thoughts and be able to talk to yourself better, program yourself better, realizing the programming that's going around you, and you need to have the right mindset, right? Along with that, I said hypnosis is a great catalyst, meaning you have to attach it to something. Without attaching it to good strategy, then it's like a whole lot of gas with no car. In other words, I can, give you the programs of, you're a wonderful human being, and in your relationships, you're, you're giving and amazing, right? And yet, if your programs or your tactics of building relationships is yelling at people all the time, well then the program itself is there, but you got the kind of like the wrong strategies and tools. So we're going to talk about strategy and tools for organization, for letting go of the past. How many of you've got some junk that you know that you're carrying with you, and that no longer serving you? We're going to learn how to dump that kind of stuff. We're going to get strategies for time management, strategies for relationships, strategies for a lot of areas of life. What's so cool about live events is that again, I get to hear you talk, and because we get to hear you talk, that gives us a chance to for us to address exactly what it is for you. So what you need to be doing for this weekend to prepare yourself is it really comes down to the question that I think we start off with, and we spend quite a bit of time with it, and yet I think the more time you can spend with it, the better. And that question is, what do you want? And that is the toughest question for a lot of people. We kind of almost assume that people know what they want, and most people don't. It's like they know what they don't want, especially people who are in pain, or they're just not liking life. Well, I don't want this house. I don't want this stress. I don't want this job. I don't want these relationships. I don't want to start yelling anymore. I don't want this pain anymore. But then that's a lot of what they don't want, and the more you focus on what you don't want, the more you get what you don't want. We need to ask ourselves, what is it that we do want? And so what is it that you do want? And, sometimes people don't answer the question a lot of times. And sometimes, and I've tried to really dig deep into that, because I realize the inability to answer that question, if you can't answer the question of what do you want, then what are you going to get? I mean, it's the first step, and most people answer the question, well, what do I think is possible for me to achieve? I want, well, I'll just use money. I want $1 million. I think I can create 100,000. So what do you want? Oh, probably 80,000. Dollars a year. And so they hear what they want, but they tell you what they think is possible for them to achieve, not necessarily what they want. And that can create some challenges. So, okay, tell me about your ideal career. What career do you want? And they tell me, well, I'll probably be a manager that, and again, it's asking for what they think they can achieve versus what they want. Okay, so you need to set that aside. So why do people answer that? Well, because they're afraid. They're afraid of, well, what if I say I want this and I don't get it? Okay? Or they think, well, what if I say I want this and, people laugh at me. They're afraid of looking bad. Well, the thing is, it's like, I rather, I say I want a lot of stuff. Wanting is a good thing, because wanting can cause motivation to get out there and do more. It causes us to grow and be more. And so, the way I phrase the question for myself, and you can do, what works for you, but what works for me is I always say, what do I want that's 2 notches above what I think is possible? Okay, because I want my brain to believe it, first of all, because if I say, hey, I want $10 billion, my mind's going to go, yeah, right, that's not true. That's not going to happen, and won't even make the effort. But if I say, hey, I want 2 notches above what I think is possible, mine says, wow, that might be possible. I don't know, but let's give it a shot. Let's do something about it. And then when we can enhance the belief factor, then all of a sudden we start taking more and more action. So anyways, knowing what you want is going to be an incredible key. And let me give you some strategies that you could use this week for yourself. So first question is, ask yourself, what is it that you want? And if you're taking notes, I'm going to give you 6 questions. I want you to write these 6 questions down. Okay. First question is, what do you want? Because until you want something, no action is taken. Okay. So what is it you want? The second question is, what stops you from getting it? In fact, let me rephrase the question. What dangers will stop you from getting it? I'm going to use the word danger because this, if we say, well, what can stop you? Well, this and that, and there's no urgency to it. But if I say what danger, this is something that can potentially stomp on your dreams and kill your dreams. This is something that can potentially prevent you from providing for your children or having a retirement or something like that. I want to make it scary so that you do something about it. Okay? So what's scary if you don't get what you want, or what's scary, that can stop you from getting it? So what do you want, and what dangers stop you from getting that? Okay? Now, 4 more questions. Question number 3 is, what business skills do you need to develop to get what you want? Is it accounting? Is it marketing? Is it sales? Is it relationship building? Is it management? What business skills do you need to develop in order to get what you want? Okay. Question number 4 is, what personal skills do you need to develop in order to get what you want? Is it smiling more? Is it discipline? Is it motivation? Do you need to be more excited in life? What is that? Okay. Question number 5 is, whose assistance will you need to get what you want? Because if you don't have it now, it's likely that you probably need some help along with that. So you'll get some help. Okay. So whose assistance are you going to need to get what you want? All right. And question number 6, and this is actually the most powerful yet simple and profound question, and it's funny when people answer it because all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, why didn't I think of that? And here's question number 6. What would make everything easier? That's it. What would make everything easier? Boy, if I just didn't have to do this. Oh, okay, well then how do we make it so that you don't have to do that? Well, if this would happen, okay, well then how do we make that happen? What would make everything easier? And that is an incredibly powerful and fun question. So those are some 6 questions for you. And let's see, what else do I want to cover with you while I'm online with you? So right now I'm kind of new to this particular system. I'm looking at a chat area here, and so if anyone has any particular questions that you want to say or so, go ahead and do a chat to me. I'm saying I'm new to the system, so I'm not exactly sure on how to receive that, but I'll look for it here, and I see a chat area, and I don't see any writing there, so I'm not sure if I'm just not receiving it or if anyone's just not writing anything. I'm hoping it's that I'm not receiving it and you're writing like crazy, okay? Because I've over 28 years, really, I've had tens of thousands of case studies of people going for more, and so it's likely that I've seen people stuck in the same place that you have been. And I've worked with incredibly effective people, and I've been able to be peers with amazing, gurus and authors and teachers, and I've worked with, multimillionaires and it's people who are effective in just taking charge of their lives, and so whatever it is for you, that's what I want. I want you to do that too. When recently we become aware of the passing of Robin Williams, and made me really think a lot about remembering back to the days of when I was suicidal, and what was that, what was that like, and what was the reason I was that way, and how is it that someone could get so lost that that's the way they would do things, and I'm not sure your particular story, but I'll tell you mine. My story is that I felt disconnected. I felt disconnected from the things that were important for me, from from loved ones, from friends, from family, and you know, I was surrounded with people all the time. So how could I be disconnected? Well, disconnection just meant I just didn't feel understood. You know, I didn't feel understood, and I didn't know how to communicate to people. And so just by not being understood sets that apart. But not knowing how to communicate or ask for help set me apart too. And there's a lot of detailed stories around that too. But you know, but really, that's what it came down to. And I was thinking, you know, boy, I just want them to pay attention. And so sometimes people say, oh, don't pay attention to them. You know, people who are suicidal, they're being selfish, and all they want is attention. Yeah, and I'm willing to risk my life for it. You know, and the thing is, I didn't know how to get positive attention. And so I got negative attention. I would hurt myself. I get more depressed. I was thinking, oh, well, maybe if they pity me, they'll give me the attention I need. So let's get more sad and more sad. I got a little attention. Let's get more sad, more sad. And pretty soon, I had to keep on bumping up the things to where I'm backed into a corner. And the only option left is to do something, you know, physically dramatic. And you know, many times I did, and you know, luckily I never went too far. But you know, that's when I met a hypnotist friend of mine, a hypnotist, and he showed me, you know, how to go from negative attention, from negative programs, from asking, you know, all the things, focusing on all the things I don't want, to focusing things on I do want. How to turn that negative into positive, how to go from negative attention to positive attention. Instead of being depressed, quiet clarinet player, to getting the most inspirational award, paying attention to other people. There are other people out there that are waiting for you to step up to the plate, that are wishing the very best for you. And so what you want to do is go out there and live life. And if you need help to take charge of your mind, to turn that around, to stop the downward spiral and lift up and do something positive, well then that's what I want for you, because I know the pain of what it's like to be locked in your own head and have that hell of bad conversation in your head and saying, well, what else do I do? I remember being depressed, going, I don't even know what it would be like to be happy. Be happy. That's strange. That's unknown. And unknown seems scary. So happy was scary, depressed and was safer, you know. And so I know what that's like. And you can turn it around. You can change it. And I can show you a glimpse of what it's going to be like. And so at this core training, that's what we're going to do. We're going to work together. We're going to work with other people. You're going to learn to create the world around you the way that you want it. And I am so excited, honored to be part of this journey for you and help you get more in life. And so we're going to learn a lot. Be ready to take a lot of notes. If you have, check your email again. There's one email that I sent out that has what's called a personality assessment test, and it can take some people 10 minutes, some people it takes 20 minutes. And when you get to registration, I'm going to ask if you have that form. If you don't have it, I'm going to give you one, and you can take it before the event starts. And then we're going to, at the first morning break, you'll have to take it then as well, because we're going to need you to complete that at the breaks, or even better yet, take it at home and then bring it with you to the event. If you are coming alone and you're eligible to take a guest, I highly encourage you to take a guest. And we are going to be enlightened. We're going to have fun. It's going to, you're going to have the time of your life, and it's going to be an amazing transition place where you step into your power. And so thank you for coming here on the pre-webinar event. You can send me an email or you can send us an email with any questions to admin at corelifetraining.com, admin at corelifetraining.com. And if you already know what you want and you want to send me an email, just tell me your personal story or so, before the event, fantastic, because there are a lot of things we're going to be teaching you, and the more examples we can give that are relatable to you, the better it's going to be for all of us. So thank you again. I look forward to seeing you. I've had a lot of fun talking to you the last 40 minutes, and I'll see you this Saturday. All right, everybody, take care, and we'll see you then. Go out and win, everybody. Bye.